gonna jump right into it, talking about questions that you guys have, and I'm gonna be answering them. There's some more channels or some more videos on this channel with more questions. And remember, you can find all this stuff, and you ain't gotta run all over all these videos trying to look for your answers on your struggling problem with your weight loss and your health ailments and getting the fat off your belly and the arms, wherever. It's in the last damn guide to weight management. It's in the description box. So the first question that we got right here is, how did I become a sugar diabetic type 2? So you got two types of you got two types of diabetes. I like to say diabetes because that's how the old country people say it. Old country diabetes. Diabetes. All right. So you got two of them. You got water diabetes. All right. That's diabetes type 1. And then you got sugar diabetes. That's diabetes type 2, which is what most of you guys know about. That's the more common one. Pretty much what is happening when you have a metabolic disease called diabetes type 2 is you have a blood cell, your red blood cells. Your red blood cells require energy metabolism in the form of glucose or fatty acids. All right? What's happening is your cells have a lipid bilayer to uptake these two molecules for energy. But your red blood cells start to become impaired when, there goes the squirrel. There goes the squirrel. Looking thicker than a snicker. What's up, Squirrely? Squirrely want to know how to get rid of diabetes type 2 because he always eating out the garbage can. Okay, but let's get back to it. So it starts to become like that because of the insulin. Every time you eat cookies, ho-hos, brownies, cakes, okay, cakes too, your little crackers with your chili, okay, all of these things, especially by itself, they don't have no fat, they don't have no protein, which helps to slow down the digestion of these things so it doesn't make your blood sugar go like this, all crazy. When you keep eating things like that, your body literally runs out of insulin. Insulin is a hormone. Insulin is the key that helps to open up the lipid bilayer in your red blood cells to allow the fatty acids, the glucose, to come into the cell and energize the cell to do work, to do what it needs to do to keep you alive. Okay? Which is why you feel tired when you got diabetes type 2. You're out here eating all this McDonald's. You out here eating, oh, God knows what, pot pies. You out here eating KFC, cooked in all these vegetable oils. See, the main thing that impairs on the red blood cell level, its ability to uptake and the ability for your insulin to open up your red blood cell to allow energy to come in, is all these vegetable oils. Okay, all these vegetables. Before the 60s, everything pretty much like McDonald's used to make their French fries and beef tallow. It's a different type of fat. It's a saturated fat. Okay, the healthy one. Now, what the Matrix is trying to tell you, that saturated, because saturated fats is basically animal fats. They trying to tell you not to intake saturated fats from animals. They don't want you eating anything from animals because they know that it's healthy. They know it's going to keep your immune system strong. You're not going to get sick as much. That's why I haven't gotten sick all these past 2 years, outside of being poisoned by being around some family members that like to smoke a specific type of lace weed. Okay? But outside of that, I wasn't getting sick. And that's because I know that they lying. Okay? I do the opposite of what they say to do. What they telling y'all is healthy for your heart is vegetable oil, sunflower oil, and canola oil. And that's what they use in the restaurants now. When y'all eat every day at these fast food places because you don't know how to think ahead, do meal prep and make sure you got meals ready to go, you end up in those fast food drive-thrus. So every time you eat those French fries or anything that's cooked in these vegetable oils, you're ingesting that, and it impairs your red blood cell to uptake energy. So that's why y'all get something called the itis. Okay, that's what black people call it. It's called the itis. Now, when you get the itis, as soon as you eat, a little bit after that, you start getting sleepy. Your energy is like this, and that's what's going on. Sometimes you don't even need to eat a whole bunch of sugar, but you're impairing it on the red blood cell level. Now, what sugar is doing on the other end is kicking out so much insulin that your body can't even produce insulin no more. It's getting overtaxed. Okay? Once it can't produce the amount of insulin that requires. Okay, let me explain this and break this down so you understand. Usually does not take that much for a normal healthy human being as far as insulin goes. But once you start getting your red blood cells start getting used to a higher and higher amount, like a higher high of what it takes to open up the red blood cell. So it gets to the point where the body cannot keep upping the insulin to the point where it can't produce it. Okay, so when you do eat something that's sugary and doesn't come with anything like potassium that acts as a insulin and fruit, or you just eating straight candy, that's why your blood sugar can crash. Your blood sugar can stay elevated, dangerously elevated. And that's why your doctor puts you on insulin, exogenous insulin. All right? And they always be some of them out here lying to y'all talking about you can't reverse that. Now, you got to remember that you put yourself into this, but it can be fixed, right? But it's all based on, are you going to stop eating the Popeyes chicken cooked in all these vegetable oils? You're going to stop eating a whole bunch of candy and that's the only thing that you eat. Seeing posts on Facebook and it'd be a lot of people talking about, you know what? Especially around this time of year, it'd be a whole bunch of posts. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just stop eating meat. I already don't eat a lot of it anyway, so I'm just going to kick it out. And see, that's the matrix programming on your mind telling you that you don't need meat. Okay? And I don't know why y'all actually be believing it or be going along with it, because y'all know damn well it wasn't a whole bunch of these modified fruits that are made to be sugary. They wasn't out in our environment over 10,000 years ago. That was the only thing we was mainly surviving off was the meat, and we was wearing the skin on our backs to keep us warm. Just like y'all still wear these fur coats. All right, so I don't know what y'all be thinking, but y'all be doing it. And then you kick out meat, and then you start having worse issues. Just like what I did when I was a fruitarian. My blood sugar was all over the place when I was a fruitarian. Okay, so that's the main thing. Diabetes type 2 is a metabolic disease. It was something I was able to reverse on my own self. And don't let people tell you, oh, diabetes run in the family. It doesn't run. It does happen to you if you don't run and keep yourself exercise, active, and start eating healthy and properly. Okay, that's the only way it can run in your family. It won't happen when you're doing those things. Look who's back. Say what up to Squirrely. Oh, we scared him. All right, so just know that when it comes down to it, if I was able to reverse it, and one good way I was able to tell with the experiment is if you're passing sugar molecules, glucose in your urine, you ants will be able to tell. So if you have a urine sample, like say you was about to go to the doctor and they asked for a urine sample, if you have a urine sample, you set it outside during the summertime or the springtime when the ants are searching. If they start gathering around your urine, that means you have sugar, glucose present in your urine, and you're dropping sugar molecules, and you shouldn't be doing that. Your body doesn't normally do that under normal circumstances. All right. So hopefully that answered your question about that. Now we're gonna move on to the next one. Okay. Why do so many American men rely so much on ED medications? All right. Now, every time I log in on the book face, every time, the first thing that I see is two things. I see some booty shaking in my face on a video. All right. But I'm used to that. The algorithm, knows that other men be, they can't control themselves after they see a big old booty in their face on the book face. All right, so I scroll past that. What's the second thing they hit me with? They hit me with some ED pills. I know y'all be seeing them little hymns and all this, talking about premature ejaculation and all these things here. And they know that first of all, they know their demographic. They know that most American men be weak out here. They testosterone is lowering at rapid rates. It's kind of scary. Um, and most ain't trying to do nothing about it. Many things they can say and get away with, but pretty much the men need to start taking care of themselves. They be having pot bellies, um, which is not a good sign. That's also another sign that you could be pre-diabetic. And diabetes is also, usually you have diabetes when you're having erectile dysfunction issues. All right, because you have poor circulation going to your extremities. So with your hands and your feet, that's why they got diabetic socks. All right, to help with the circulation going to your feet. So you have poor circulation. When you got poor circulation, it does not get to the right area where you're trying to get it to, and it does not perform as normal. All right. So since they know that, they hit a certain demographic up on Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, and they put in y'all age and your gender, and then they hit y'all with all these advertisements trying to get you to do ED pills, and then they get women on there that's actors, and another dude that's actors, and they talking about, oh yeah, my man, he had pre premature ejaculation issues and all these things here. He can't last no more longer than 5 seconds when he up in it and all this. You know what I'm saying? So they hitting y'all from an emotional pain buying triggers and all that. And that's why y'all be relying on these pills. Because y'all believe in little false narratives that they be putting out there. So that's why I'm always talking about what the Matrix wants you to believe and what's actually going on. Now, another thing is 10,000 years ago, wasn't nobody talking about it need to happen for 30 minutes or an hour, because we have motherfucking sloth bears that was over 20 feet. Over 20 feet. We talking about sloth bears. Big old sloth bears. And then we also had saber-toothed tigers. All right. All these things that we have running around. Ain't nobody had time to be sitting around shooting the shit. Talking. Not just talking. Getting it popping. Getting it popping for 30 minutes to an hour. All right. But they know that y'all don't know that, and that y'all don't think logically. So, you know, they just gonna try to sell you anything. Okay. So y'all just gotta keep those things in mind when the Matrix is trying to hit y'all with these little certain angles, and put women in front of you that's being paid to make that ad. And once they paying anybody in those ads, they gonna say whatever it is so they can get that check. All right. I don't know if y'all know Jada Fade, but she makes little movies and everything on her YouTube channel, and she's a very good actor. But they also got her into it, and they got her hitting those pain, emotional buying triggers and everything. And it's good business and everything, but y'all just gotta be aware of what's going on, and that's why so many of them are buying the pills and everything. You wouldn't have to need those pills if you actually took care of your body and your blood circulation. Okay, that's the main thing, and that's why so many of them are relying on it. So That's the main thing. So we gonna go on to the next question. Why can't you breathe through your nose, and why does it feel so stuffy? All right. So I'm assuming this person is not sick, but pretty much like my grandpa. So my grandpa would be running around pretty much every day, and his sinuses would be congested. And that's how he walked around every day. He would have a lot of trouble sleeping. And what I noticed when it came to his diet, he would eat a lot of brown rice. Okay, it got to the point where even he started saying, you know what, I don't want to eat a whole bunch of meat no more. So he started switching to more of a vegetarian starch diet, like brown rice and potatoes and whole wheat and things. And that was one of the symptoms that he started getting and started becoming an everyday thing. And he eventually had to get surgery and get some of his sinuses removed. So pretty much what's happening is your sinuses are little air sockets, and they or pockets, and it starts to fill up. So when you're having trouble breathing, it starts to fill up, and that's what's causing that congested feeling, because it's filling up and kind of blocking your airways through your nose. Okay, and a main thing that will cause that is your diet. So you need to find out what is causing inflammation. When your sinuses are congested, that's inflammation going on. That's a sign of it. And you need to find out what you're eating. Just like my grandpa, it was the brown rice and the whole wheat. He also started developing a pot belly gut. Now, my grandpa, back in his day, he was, because he from down south, Louisiana. They used to eat squirrels, raccoons, possums, because y'all know back in those days, out in the country, it was they weren't going through the garbage cans and eating rat poison and all that. So that's what they was eating. And my grandpa is like 6'3", and he in his 70s, I believe now, and that man still running around. He can build up a whole bunch of stuff. He real good with his hands, and he ain't missing too many steps. If it can do a number on somebody like that, then definitely it can do a number on anybody else. That's what's going on. The pockets start to fill up and it congest your nose. Like for me, peanuts, I can't do peanuts. Start getting anaphylactic reaction, and boom, it's downhill from there. Too many grains, can't do too many grains. Whenever I start eating a whole bunch of cereal, raisin bran, cereals with a whole bunch of whole grains, cereals period. I start getting anaphylactic issues, to the point where I'm congested. Peanut butter, almond butter, um, anything that those are the things. And the main thing is pasteurized milk. Pasteurized milk will send my nose into a spiraling hell situation. I mean, can't sleep, producing a whole bunch of mucus. It's terrible. It's terrible. But with real milk, I'm able to not only tolerate it, but I also thrive off of it a lot better. So it's just figuring out what you can eat, and I teach how to identify that in my last damn course, last damn guide to weight management. So we're gonna do one more question, and then we're gonna end this one, cut this video right here short. Oh, the next one is, why do I feel low energy? All right, so just like the diabetes type 2 we was talking about, that is definitely a part of it. It's one of the most common reasons why people need to hit up Starbucks, or you know do something, eat, just input something to their body that they usually wouldn't need if they was healthy. And you feel like you need to hit up Starbucks, you need coffee in the morning, you need all these stimulants and drugs to get you going in the morning. That's usually a sign that you kind of struggling with low energy. So that's that. Now the other hand is when you're doing something like a vegan or a fruitarian diet, which is what I experienced. You're also gonna have low energy because your energy is never gonna be stable. You're always on a cloud. It feels like you're on a cloud, and then the cloud just goes away, and now you're spiraling down. And then when you eat another piece of fruit, you're back on the cloud for a little bit, and then it starts to dwindle away, and then you're back down. And that's your blood sugar just doing this. In order to feel like you got good, maintainable energy, you want to be like this with your blood sugars. Okay, so that's why I also suggest that you guys get blood work. Nowadays, you can go ahead and do it all from home, or go to these Quest labs that they have at the Walmarts, some of the Walmarts, and you can go there and have your blood work done. And then you can see what's actually going on within your particular body, instead of listening to people on these social medias telling you how to lose weight with a lemon pill, how to lose 30 pounds in 2 minutes with a lemon pill. Okay, you can actually get the factual knowledge based on what you're actually trying to fix, and that's your body. Body is just like a car. When you want something fixed on your particular car, you need to look at your particular car, hook up the scan machine, see what's going on, and then go from there so you can actually fix it. Instead of going off of what everybody is saying on these social media websites. Because somebody could be right, a lot of them are wrong. All right. So that's usually why y'all looking it up, because y'all having an issue with your particular body and not somebody else. But pretty much you got that. And then the last thing is you're just not eating enough. That was another thing that I came across when I was a fruitarian. I was not eating enough. Just straight up. Watermelon, cantaloupe, bananas, avocados. You just cannot get in all that amount of food with all that fiber and water content that it has. You can't get in enough of that without feeling bloated and weighed down. Okay? So that's what I was explaining. It's like a roller coaster as far as your blood sugar, and then you feel like you gotta take a poop every 2 hours because of all the fiber. It's a terrible life to live. But a lot of people believe in that diet and think that's the healthiest thing that they can do. It's gonna be a lot of people that do it during this time of the year. I'm not finna try to stop them, but once they find out that that's not the route that you want to go, my videos will be here and they'll have help just like I had help when I realized that that's not the way to go. So those are the main 3 reasons you have run into low energy. So just look into those things. And just like I said earlier in the video, guys, because we about to cut this video short, that you can find the solution to all your problems when it comes to the things that we're talking about on this YouTube channel, when it comes to your health, your weight loss, your fat loss. Okay? You know that we know what we're talking about over here. I'm not giving you no fugazi stuff. You know that you're in good hands with that last damn guide to weight management. The link to that course, once you're ready to get it, I will get it now rather than later, so you can get all your problems solved when it comes to that area. Okay, when it comes to your health and your weight loss and your fat loss and your nutrition. It's in the description. All right, link to it. You sign up on Thinkific. Then you sign into the class. After you make your purchase, it's there for the rest of your life, and I'm going to be updating it as long as I'm living. And since I made it through 4 years of homelessness, I'm going to probably be here for a good little minute, because it takes a lot to take me out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be here around for a while helping y'all. All right? Y'all see how long this YouTube channel has been up? It's been up for over a decade, and then it's going to be up for another 2 decades. You know what I'm talking about? So y'all take care. I'm going to talk to y'all in the next video. Peace.